JPEGMAFIA and Danny Brown have joined forces on this collaborative project, Scaring the Hoes. I've been a huge fan of Danny Brown ever since they released their album Triple X in 2011. In contrast, I have appreciated a few of JPEGMAFIA's songs, but have never really enjoyed a full project by them. However, with the release of the first single off this collaborative project, Lean Beef Patty, I knew I was going to love this album. Most of the songs on this album walk this fine line between chaos and catchiness. Sonically, it is overwhelming, and yet it is fun to see both Danny and JPEG dance on top of these beats. Lean Beef Patty is the opening track to the album, and it is a reference to a woman bodybuilder and social media influencer. The song mostly consists of a sped up P. Diddy sample, but the beat goes so hard. The opening bar by JPEG is iconic and hard to disagree with as he sings, first off, F Elon Musk, $8 too much, bitch, that's expensive. The next track, Step a Pig, is primarily a sample of the song Gone by the pop band NSYNC, but it's so loud it is blowing the speakers out. It is a much smoother sound than the previous track, which is good that not every song is completely overwhelming like the opening track, because if it was non-stop, this album would begin to be a bit too much. The next track is the title track of the album, Scaring the Hoes, which the title is a reference to this online meme of how esoteric music will scare away the women, and in some ways is a self-referential remark about the kind of music that both Danny and JPEG make. Danny even spends his entire verse on this track mocking other hip-hop artists for in some ways selling out by making more mainstream appealing music. The beat on this track is bewildering though, sort of playing up the title of the song. It is primarily a blown out hand clapping track with this squealing saxophone on top and this natural drum kit playing over top of it with this heavy bass sample. It's a fantastic song. We then get the song Garbage Pail Kids, which is a crunchy ass track. The song consists primarily of an obscure sample of a Japanese commercial. It features these kids singing, and on the track, it's played over this beat that sounds like an earthquake. Halfway through this song, we even get this dirty, distorted, gross-sounding guitar solo that's incredible. We also get this great line by Danny Brown where he says, "Eat your ass like I'm cannabis," which is followed by him genuinely laughing. Like, you could just tell how much fun Danny and JPEG are having with this project. We then get the song Fentanyl Tester, which is primarily a sample of Milkshake by Khalees. Though I assume most people wouldn't have noticed that until the very end of the song when they play a sped up version of the iconic chorus, "My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard." But the sample is present throughout the entirety of the track. A lot of the lyrics throughout this album are relentless and come at you fast. They are funny and absurd, but it would be kind of pointless for me to run through every single one of them. The song Perfect samples some orchestral arrangements by Richard Smallwood. It sounds like something that would be played for sporting events. Like, it just has these triumphant horn sounds. It's like a wrestler walking into the ring to cheering crowds. Even Danny raps about putting someone in a cobra clutch. Shut Your Bitch Ass Up / Muddy Waters is like two songs in one, with the first being sung by Danny Brown and the second by JPEG. It is still a good song, but compared to some of the other beats here, this one is far less interesting to me. The next song, Orange Juice Jones, is incredible. The main sample is the song Dear Michael by Michael Jackson. It is smooth and very creative the way both of them rap over top of it. You get Danny again with this great delivery of, "I can't feel my face with these narcotics." JPEG's verse begins with the sound of receiving a message that stops the track dead, and it's hilarious. The next song, Kingdom Heart Keys, continues with the wildest sample game. The sample here is from a 1996 song of Japanese singer Maya Sakamoto. It is a pure joy hearing both Danny and JPEG and guest Red Veil dance over top of this beat. And I love how the song abruptly ends with the wrestler Brock Lesnar saying, "Party's over, Grandpa!" We then get the song God Loves You, which is one of the best songs here. They sample this gospel song, and when the beat drops, it's simply euphoric. You then have Danny rapping the most raunchiest shit over it. And it's perfect. Run the Jewels is the next track and is obviously a reference to Killer Mike and LP's project. My only issue with this song is that it is super short, and it would have been really nice to hear more of the LL Cool J sample that is used throughout it. We then arrive at the hilariously named song Jack Harlow Combo Meal. This song has Danny and JPEG performing over top of this lounge music. This song is decent, but compared to some of the previous tracks, JPEG really steps it up on this song. You even hear him singing at some points, and it's really good. The song Ho, Heaven on Earth, is transcendent. It is another gospel song that has these oh after the beat, and it's just incredible. The final track, Where You Get Your Coke From, has both Danny and JPEG rapping over top of this really stripped down beat that eventually erupts into these loud horn sections. It is an epic way to end this thing. It really nicely showcases their chops, but also the dynamics of JPEG's beat making. This was a fun album to listen to. I know the scaring the hose bit is kind of a joke, but I do think this album has some mass appeal to it, especially the way JPEG utilized some of these samples. I also love that you can hear Danny smiling on almost every track on this album, like he's just having the most fun of his life on this project. If you're looking to have a really good time, I would highly recommend checking out this album. It's hilarious, it is enjoyable, creative, adventurous. You know, I have to give this one a 9 out of 10. I feel like I've given too many 9s, but 2023 is just knocking it out of the park. What can I say? If you didn't like this album, let me know. I'm curious because I don't think that's possible. This album was great. It was a great album, but you can leave your comments. You can tell me what you think. Also, give the video a like and subscribe if you want. I'll be releasing reviews almost every day if I can, so go and check it out. I love ya!